And welcome to today's video. Today's video I am going to show you how to perfect that champion white tape look on your hard shoes. Now I've already completed one, and this should be what the final product looks like. The typical norm look. Now I already did this one in sake of saving time because you just repeat the same process with both shoes. So of course you're going to need your hard shoes, a pair of scissors, and the 35 white vinyl electrical tape. So it's just like the black tape, but it's just white instead. So to start off with, I'm going to take this shoe and I'm going to flip this down. You literally just have to do a ton of small little strips. You could do long strips, but I personally don't because I think it's harder to do. Now I'm going to start by pulling out the lace in the first hole right here, and I'm just going to go right over this hole, make a clean line, and then just flip over the little parts that are sticking out because later we will go back over those. Now you grab your shoelace and then you go over with your finger where the hole is, and then you just stab it like that until you get a little hole, and just put your shoelace back through. And then you continue with your little strips and just go around the border of your shoe. Oops. And not roll the tape like I just did on accident. You just keep going around your shoe until you get that perfected look, and then make sure that you flip over the little bits and pieces of leftover tape. Like I said, we will go back around another time to make sure that it stays put, because I know I personally have the problem where my shoes always, the tape on them always want to like flip over, and then I have to redo it more often. Now the way I do it, typically it should last you between 1 and 3 months, depending on how much you compete and dance and stuff. Personally, I dance every day, so it typically lasts me that long, but once they start getting really dirty, then I just take it off. It's really simple to take off. You just peel it off, and then you don't have to worry about it. Now, the tricky part with these is trying to line up the lines. As you can see right here, this isn't entirely lined up, but then again, doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. Now you can go as low or as high as you want with the tape. Like I could keep going and make it like lower, like down here. I personally don't like doing it that way, so I don't do it that way, but if you like doing that, go ahead and do it whatever way you want to do it. Now, oops. I'm sorry this video is going to be a little long because this is kind of a hard task to do. It is a little time consuming because it's so much tape and you want to make it look clean and good, but at the same time I don't want it to look bad, so I'm not going to rush myself. And just how I poked a hole on the other side of the shoe, I did the exact same thing on this shoe. I now have tape around my entire shoe. Now I'm going to go over with a second layer, but this time I am going to have the tape, instead of down low with little bits flipping over, I will take the tape and put it about halfway on the shoe and leave it halfway not on the shoe, like this, and I will just flip it over and press it down. That way it doesn't come undone as easily. Now with the heel, you do the same thing, but instead of just doing one layer, do a couple. I do a couple because personally that's the part of the tape that comes off the easiest. So I just make a few layers to make sure that it's not going to come off anytime soon. And I just continue this around the entire shoe. Now you can add as many layers as you want until you feel like your shoe is how you want it to be and it's at a comfortable looking way. Then once you complete the rim of your shoe, you then will take this little part of your shoe right here. Now you see how if you look at the shoe it looks kind of funny that it's black and then there's white through here. You're just going to put a couple strips of tape across this part so your end result should look like this. That way it doesn't look as funky. Now for doing this, I make my strips a little longer, and you want to make sure that you have them really, really flat. That way you don't fold it over and it makes it uncomfortable for you to dance. Plus you don't want to have the black showing up either. I personally think that this part is a little more tricky because of the round edges near the top, which is why I normally take another piece of tape and just kind of flip it over like I did earlier on the sides to make sure that it does not have a little rim of black left over, because you definitely don't want that little rim. And then I'm just going to add one more strip because it's a little uneven. And if you're wondering where to get the white tape, typically you can find it at Lowe's or Home Depot. Or at Fesh's. They're normally at the shoe vendors and sometimes the wig vendors. If you just look around, I'm sure you'll find some. Tighten that. And now you have the completed look for this part. Now, for the strap, it's optional. I personally like the strap. Now, normally I would adjust the tape on the strap to whatever hole that I normally use. So say I use this one, then I'd put another strip on. But these are brand new shoes. I've never worn them yet. So I have not added that part on. Now, for this, you just take little teeny tiny little strips of tape and you start down below on your shoe where the line of white tape is, so right here. So then if your strap, it looks even. And then you just repeat this process all the way around, how far you want. It depends on where you put your little shoe hole at. Personally, on my other pair of hard shoes, my practice pair right now, they are on the tightest hole, so they'd be the same. Now, this isn't to do with tape, but I know my dance teacher does this for us. The strap here, you know how if you have it on the tightest notch, it's really long? You can cut it on an angle to make it a little bit shorter. Now, not too short to where you can't get your strap hooked on or whatever, but you don't want it to have it to be too long because I have had friends actually fall from having their straps too long. So you might want to keep that in mind as well. Now, I am almost completed with this, and feel free to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more fun videos. And check out my other social media. So this is the final look of what your shoes should look like. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.